Here I am Sarva Shamsher as a co-teacher for the lecture in botany from Department of Botany, University of Education, Lahore. The topic of today's lecture is structure and development of Periderm from our course subject Plant Systematic Anatomy and Development, and the course code of this subject is BOTN 1112. The content of this lecture is, first of all, we will see the introduction, that what is periderm, then the layers of periderm, structure of phylogeny or cork cambium, then structure of cork or phylum. After that we will see the structure of phylloderm or living parenchyma, and we will also see the formation of bark and formation of lenticel. We will discuss all of these one by one. Periderm. The continuous secondary growth causes rupturing of the protective layer or epidermis. A secondary protective tissue is produced on the surface of the stem. This protective tissue is called periderm. As we have seen in the previous lecture, that secondary vascular tissues produced between xylem and front. The same thing happened in the cortex region where secondary growth takes place, which is in three layers: cork, cork cambium and phylloderm, and we collectively call these tissues as periderm. Here the epidermis, on which cuticle is present, then cork, cork cambium, phylloderm and cortex. First of all, the cork cambium will form. It is meristematic in nature. It forms tissues on the upper side of it and lower side. The upper side tissues is called cork and the lower side of tissues is called phylloderm. As many growths take place, the result in the rupture of the epidermis layer. Then the sequence will be as such: first of all the cork, then cork cambium, then phylloderm, and then inner cortex. Epidermis will be followed. But there is a deposition of substances in the cork region which perform the function for gaseous exchange. Phylloderm is meristematic. Phylloderm have parenchymatous tissues. Cork cambium is meristematic in nature, and the cork have a deposition of suberin molecule. Basically, periderm is composed of three layers: cork or phylum, second one is phylogeny or cork cambium, and third one is phylloderm or living parenchyma. The outermost layer is cork, which is a hard layer, and here is the deposition of suberin, which is impermeable to water, and the inner layer is cork cambium, which is meristematic in nature, from which the new cell arise, and most inner layer is phylloderm or living parenchyma. Sometimes here is chlorophyll is present, which help in photosynthesis. Now one by one we will discuss all these three layers with their structures. Phylogeny or cork cambium. Cork cambium, a secondary lateral meristem producing phylloderm internally and phylum externally, may be superficial, arising at or close to the epidermis, and deep-seated, arising in deeper cortical or phloem layer. Basically, phylogeny is meristematic in nature. It forms new tissues which is called secondary tissues in the cortex region. Here it is present cord or phallus. Phallus formed to the exterior of the phallogen is a compact tissue consisting of cells similar in shape to the initial from which they are derived. Means the cord cells is derived from the cord cambium, which is meristematic in nature, and when they are derived they are similar in shape but non-living at functional maturity. These cells when become mature they become non-living and no intercellular species except in lenticels. The cells are compactly arranged but at maturity, when epidermis will fall off, some species will remain in cord and these species will called as lenticels. The secondary wall of phallem cells are heavily suberized and thus relatively water impermeable. In the cord, there is a deposition of suberin. As we know, suberin is impermeable to water. So, there is a heavy deposition of suberin and it becomes impermeable. But some gases exchange will take place due to the lenticels. Consequently, tissues to the exterior of the phallem are destined to die. When the cord tissues become mature and lenticels are formed, the epidermis will fall off and the outer layer of dicot stem now become cord, then cord cambium and phallem and so on. Here is the diagram of cord. The outer layer is called yellow in color and inner layer is cord cambium green in color and the inner layer is phalloderm which is purple in color. In the cord layer, the outer layer cord, the deposition of suberin and sometimes lignin take place. Due to this suberin, it becomes impermeable to water and it becomes hard. And due to the formation of cord, the epidermis will fall off and the outer layer is hard and here is the deposition of suberin and in this layer lenticels will form. Lenticels is created in these spaces and they act as gases exchange because due to the deposition of suberin no gases exchange or no water transport take place but the lenticels work for the transportation for gases exchange. Sometimes lignin deposition is also occur here but in many cases or in most of the plant the deposition is suberin. As we have read it in the cell wall, the suberin is impermeable to water, so it acts as a hard layer. Phalloderm or living parenchyma. Phalloderm formed to the interior of the phallogen consists of cells that retain living protoplast and that resemble cortical parenchyma cells. Like the latter phalloderm cells is the first form periderm are photosynthetic and contain chloroplast and starch grains. As the phalloderm ages, some of its component cells may differentiate into sclerid. Means when the phalloderm is formed from cord cambium, its tissues are parenchyma in nature. there is intercellular spaces present, gases and mineral exchange take place between the cells. But photosynthesis of chloroplast is also present here, and due to which the photosynthesis take place and food is prepared and also reserved in it. But after some time, or when the age of the phylloderm become more, some of its cell differentiate into sclerid, means sclerenchyma. First, when they form their parenchyma in nature, and then they change into sclerenchyma. And when its age become more, the photosynthesis activity become low here, because in the sclerid there is a deposition of lignin, due to which some of its cell become dull, and no intercellular spaces will be here, and no exchange of gases or minerals will take place. Here is the diagram of the layer of periderm, which is phylloderm. Basically, it is the transfer section of a stem in which the periderm is outermost layer, in which three layers is present: phylloderm, phylogeny and phylum. Inner to the periderm, phloem, then vascular cambium, and then xylem is present. The innermost layer is xylem. In the periderm, the outer layer is phylum, then phylogeny, which is meristematic in nature, and it forms layer below and above it. The below layer is phylum, and the above it is phylloderm. In the phylloderm, first of all, it is meristematic in nature, parenchymatous in nature, as we have seen in the previous slide. When it forms, its tissues are parenchymatous, it contains chloroplast, photosynthesis takes place here. But when it becomes mature, some of its cells become sclerid and they become non-living. So we can say that when the age of the phylloderm become more, it become non-functional. Initially it is functional, and then it become non-functional. Formation of bark. The activity of the cork cambium or phylogeny is seasonal, annual or periodic. The activity depends upon the environment. As the trees become older, new layers of cork cambium arise in the deeper layers. It isolates the older periderm tissues towards the outer side. The older dead periderm containing phylogeny, phylum and phylloderm is called bark. The bark is continuously ruptured and formed. Basically, when the secondary growth takes place in the cortex region, it forms three layers: cork, cork cambium and phylloderm. And when it becomes mature, new cells are formed on the inner side, means the epidermis is fall off and the cork move away from it, and then cork cambium, and the new layers form on the inner side, and the older layer become move on outer side. So the older layer, which is cork, cork cambium and phylloderm, they are called bark. Formation of bark. Here is the diagram of bark, how bark is formed. First of all, cork cambium is formed, which is meristematic in nature. It forms two layers, on the inner side as well as on the outer side. On the outer side it forms cork, which is where the deposition of suberin take place, and it is hard layer. And in this layer, in the second diagram, we can see there is a vacant space take place. Due to this place, the gases exchange occur, and the phallodrome form inner to the core cambium. Means here is the core cambium, the outer layer is cork in which lenticels are formed, and on the inner side core cambium phallodrome is formed, which is parenchymatous in nature, in which chlorophyll is present. But when the age of the tree become more, the new layer of core cambium formed on the inner side and the older become away. So here is the core cambium and here is the second layer of the core cambium. The first layer of core cambium, the outer side of which is cork and inner side is phallodrome, and it collectively called as bark. Means in the secondary growth, when cork cambium or phallodrome take place and age become more, new tissues become formed on the inner side, the older one is called bark. Here is another diagram of the bark which clear our concept. Secondary growth of the stem. Basically, bark is the result of secondary growth. On most trees, bark include all the tissues outside the vascular cambium, the phloem, the core cambium. Sometimes phloem is included in the bark. Phloem, core cambium, and core. These are layers are called bark. Here is the layers, means the outer layer is cork in which lenticels empty space is present, inner layer is core cambium, and the most inner layer is phallodrome. And when the new layers are formed on the inner side, these become they move on the outside. So the older layers are called bark, and new layers form on the inner side, and the outer one become non-functional at maturity. Here is the complete summary of the bark or secondary growth. In the primary growth, we have seen the first layer is epidermis, then hypodermis, parenchymatous cells, and endodermis, and we collectively call these three layers as cortex. Inner to the cortex, pericycle is present, then primary phloem, then vascular cambium, and primary xylem, and innermost is pith. In the primary growth, we have seen that vascular cambium is present between xylem and phloem, which play a role in the secondary vascular tissues. Same thing happens in the cortex region. In the cortex region, the formation of core cambium take place, which result in the second layer, the cork formed core cambium and phallodrome. Means the core cambium is meristematic, which form cork on the outer side, and core cambium on the inner side phallodrome form. And then innermost layer is endodermis, which is also called inner cortex. Inner to the endodermis, pericycle is present, then primary phloem, secondary phloem, which result in the secondary growth formed by vascular cambium. It forms secondary phloem on the outer side and secondary xylem on the inner side, and the most inner part is primary xylem, which covers the whole part of the pith. In the secondary growth, we will observe the pith as well as the epidermis disappear. The epidermis is fall off, the place is covered by cork, and the pith is also disappeared, and the whole place is covered by primary and secondary xylem. Lenticels, part of the periderm distinguished from the phloem itself in having intercellular spaces, the tissues may or may not be suberized. Lenticels play a role in gaseous exchange in the stem. Once the periderm has been formed and the epidermis, which contains stomata, has been lost. In the previous slide, we have cleared our concept that when the periderm is formed, means the cork cambium formed cork on the outer side and phalloderm on the inner side, the epidermis is fall off and the whole place is covered by cork. But in the cork, there is a deposition of suberin, but some empty spaces are present, which is called lenticels, and these lenticels have role in gaseous exchange. And it is present in stem in many of numbers, but in roots their numbers are less. Here is the diagram of lenticels which clear out our concept. The first diagram is the bark of the tree, in which the little spaces we can see here and here and here. These are called lenticels. And if we see the inner structure, this is the epidermis, which is fall off. Inner to the epidermis, the cork is present. In the cork, some tissues are loosely arranged, and there is a spaces present. These are called intercellular spaces, or we also call it as lenticels. And from these spaces or lenticel spores, gaseous exchange take place. Below the cork, cork cambium is present, and then secondary cortex. Means when the cork is formed, epidermis is fall off. In the cork, these spaces formed, which is called lenticel spore or lenticels, due to which the gaseous exchange take place.